Probably pay as much into the system, or if not at all, into the system. So, like, should they not be given health care? Like, that was kind of a weird thing.
No, it's not a weird thing because you're talking about a tax base. You're not talking about individuals, you're talking about a tax base. That's called a tax. I'm talking about the tax base. So you have a tax base. Puerto Rico doesn't contribute to they're not part of the tax base in the general fund.
So then Puerto Rico should get to become its own country or whatever.
Well, good luck. I mean, that would be at this point, people can put whatever they want, sure. Okay, good luck. Again, if you think the way that you think that once they become their own country, you think they'll have SSI? Medicaid? I don't think y'all be I'll be honest with y'all, I don't think y'all be thinking through y'all positions. Y'all just hate U.S. I get it. And don't think through what y'all be saying. So that's fair. That's the online leftist mind.
Oh, you think I'm an online leftist? That's funny.
I didn't say I think you're online leftist. I said that's the online leftist mind.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking in my direction. Okay.
Oh, I am. I said the mind. I don't think you're an online leftist. I think you have an online leftist mind.
No.
Okay, that's fair. What's the polling on PR? Is
Not a lefty, Billy Bob. Not a lefty, is it?
Let me see. It's on my computer. 56% in the last referendum opposed. No, 57% voted for statehood. So it's 40. So it looks like there's a clear majority of people who want statehood. This was in 2014. Until you get a president and a party with 60 votes, or get rid of the filibuster and don't care, it's never going to happen. It is this being within 10. You can count. We got 50 states, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm telling you, that's what it is. This is what it is.
Imagine 102 senators. That's weird.
Exactly, shit like that. People, oh my God, 102. What's the time?
Wait, I have to change my American flag?
Yeah, to try to dislodge people from that symbolic purchase of it being a multiple of 10.
No,
people would freak out.
We gotta collect 10 states from somewhere. So,
that's why I say a lot of good-hearted Republicans don't understand the level of cruelty that is involved in this, and that we could accomplish so much more and have so many more people be supportive of an immigration policy of getting rid of people, even people that overstay. That always said, overstay your visa or whatever, you're out of status, sorry, you probably need to go home unless you're literally going to get murdered. there'd be so many people on board, including moderate Democrats, including moderate, Latinos, all kinds of
And
people.
ontology is an ontology part of it.
If in fact there was some thought behind
I would say in my distinguishment,
policy,
which
so
is
definitely
subtle and some
counterproductive.
people
And I
don't
think
get the
though
same
we have to look at the bigger
distinguishment
picture,
is that
and that is
this
the
is a
bigger
software
context. I think
real
I don't know Howard or who was referring to it or Scott, but the bigger context.
So
is,
I have admired. I admire the current pope, and I admired the last pope, the Argentinian pope. I think that as social political figures, they were doing it better than their predecessors. But
That's all he
as
cares
soon
about,
as they're
etc.
gone, right,
However,
as soon
given
as
the latest
next pope gets
actions
in,
and what's
if
happening,
he's
and even the reaction
like a
to that,
hardcore-
all of this kind of stuff, I'm having to admit that it really is the agenda behind all this is to get rid of brown people that don't speak English. Like that feels like that's it. That is actually the agenda. And so, unfortunately, this policy is reinforcing that belief, not just for me, but probably for a lot of people. And with the tearing down of women's rights as well, they're not wanting women to, to fully vote and fully be involved in different things. I just think there's a bigger agenda, and so this is revealing of that agenda. So on many levels, it is counterproductive, and there's going to eventually be probably some backlash, because the truth is, Spanish, is spoken in most of America, and English is not the native language of the United States. It's a predominant language now, but there were other peoples here before, and they're still here. So I just don't. There's going to be a backlash. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Well, it used to be that racial profiling was considered illegal in this country, but now it is a law of the land based on a decision by the Supreme Court. Thank you, Barbie. We'll go to Les, followed by Eleanor.
So, one issue that was brought up in the early 2000s was that by 2040, white folks were going to be a minority group. And I think that was part of the motivation for many of the people that are anti-immigration from non-European countries. I think, the fact that so few of these people, this was sold to us as we were going to stop the murderers and rapists, and, that's how he campaigned, right? He said, these Mexicans, they're murderers and rapists, and yes, there are a few good people thrown in there. Whereas the opposite is actually true. People come here, they build, they put in new windows in buildings, they, are plumbers, they're folks that do so many good things here. And Frank, we are an aging population and a shrinking one. The only thing that is preserving our population right now is immigration. And Gary, I don't think 20 years from now, you're going to be on the roof fixing my roof. We're going to need someone younger. And a lot of
You don't want me on your roof fixing your roof now. Believe me when I tell you, and it has nothing to do with my physical ability to climb onto the roof. It has everything to do with my ability to actually fix the roof.
Well, and I tell you that age, and with an aging population, that may be the case for you, but in general, we're going to have a lot of old retired people that aren't going to be working, like me. And we worked hard when we were in the working population. And now we need people that are young and vibrant. And that's what's happening, so it's really counterproductive. I couldn't believe that guy with this quote unquote scientific racism stuff. In my opinion, and I think that if you did a survey, you could find this out. If you look at the average number of people that look at their ethnic group and say, my ethnic group is superior, and you take the average person that works on their, gets their reputation for their own attributes, you're going to find that second group. You're going to find basically if you deported all the races like that, the people that want to tear down other groups and don't have accomplishments of their own, and I'm not saying that was the case with this gentleman, I'm just saying in general that's true, then I think we would have a smarter nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Les. It's now 5:59 Eastern Time, so we will no longer be inviting anybody onto the stage. However, we will go into extra time as we move into the 6 o'clock hour to give everyone who is on stage and in queue an opportunity to speak. So we will continue now with El Normal, followed by Royal. Norm, are you there? El Normal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me up, Gary. There's a bunch of stuff that I really feel needs or bears correction. A lot of misunderstanding and misinformation. I'm going to go through just a few of them. I don't know if I can capture them all. So, ICE didn't detain a kid. ICE went after the parent, and the parent skedaddled, leaving the kid standing there. So then the question arises, what to do with the kid? And the decision is being made if they're going to deport the kid. That's as far as I understand. That's number one.
Well, actually, there was an opportunity for another relative to take the child, and ICE went for that. So it's not exactly as clear cut as you put it. But
they deported the kid, but
no, there was an opportunity at the time.
Yes, I hear that, but they didn't have the parents that opportunity.
I'm sorry?
They didn't detain, but they decided not to use that opportunity.
Right, and I want to point out that a lot of kids have been brought into the country under fake auspices with people that are not their parents, and the fear is that they're being used for child trafficking. On the subject of child trafficking, I went to the DHS website. Now, if we can disprove it, then we'll throw it out, or we'll question it or interrogate it. But for the DHS website of 7/28/2025, July 28th, 200 child sex offenders apprehended and deported in the last 6 months. That's previous to July 28th. Just one example. One city, 6 months. So there is a widespread, I think, alarm over child sex crimes, and here is I think, an effective way of deporting these people. So I would imagine we would support that effort. Now, again, according to DHS, of the people being deported, 70% either have criminal convictions or are facing pending charges. That's according to them. Again,
I don't know. The stories that I just read said 12%.
Yeah, I'm going to the DHS website. Now,
Well, the stories are maybe all these articles are inaccurate, but the articles are cited. Maybe
I'm just
the
asking
article.
what the DHS says, and then it's
May I say it?
I'm sorry.
Maybe the articles to which I and others have cited are inaccurate. I don't know. But those articles also quoted the DHS website, so we have now a conundrum. There's a big disparity between 12% and 70%, and a bigger disparity between 2% and 70%.
Well, I just heard it directly from the DHA.
Well, okay, I'm not saying that you didn't.
With my eye.
I am not.
No, you're not.
I'm saying that you didn't. I am just saying there's a big disparity between your reporting of what the DHS website says and
I'm not reporting it. I just looked at it and wrote it down. Go look.
So you're reporting to us what you just saw. I'm not saying you're reporting. I'm not saying you report. Oh,
We're on the same kid.
why does everything turn into an argument? Let me repeat what I say at the top of every during the room rules. When I or a moderator ask a question, it's not an attempt to start an argument. It's because we have a question. So I am explaining that there is a clarification that is necessary here. You're getting defensive, apparently, by going on to the attack and interrupting me. So, as always, when you do this, Norm, it's very successful. I will shut up and you can carry on.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say like that. There may be a difference in the stats. One of the things that may be different is convictions in the United States versus convictions in other countries.
Could be.
So some that could be the differentiating number, right?
I literally just read it and wrote it down. All right, so that's fine. Now, somebody said that this was indiscriminate, or but by the way, first of all, for somebody to claim this is in order to be cruel, this is because they're mean. It's being done, and
Are you mocking a previous caller?
No, I'm mocking the statement, not a person.
Well, you're mocking the person for making the statement?
No, not at all. I'm mocking the statement.
You're mocking the statement of a person.
You're mocking the statement, sir! And when you mock the statement, you mock the person, do you know?
Previously, this was cruel.
Mockery will not be tolerated.
There's a reason why this is being done, and it's to discourage illegal immigration. Now, it looks cruel, yeah, and it looks bad. It looks excessive, and I agree with all of those characters.
Mockery will not